Your mentor is leaving a lot of stuff out, and I'm going to share with you what they're not telling you. The number one thing that mentors leave out is that leadership don't got nothing to do with you. Everything to do with the soldier, and the soldier getting better. If I am your NCO and you started with me and ended your time with me and you have not gotten better, that's failure on my part. Being a leader has nothing to do with being the boss and telling people what to do. It has everything to do with making people better. My approach to leadership is that you are the coach. You on the sidelines. You giving them the tools that they need for them to get better. I know. A lot of the leaders before us did not, but that does not mean that that's how we need to lead. You need to be a coach. That should be your approach to leadership. Let's talk about it. What do coaches do? They sit on the sideline, they yell, they scream. No, what they do is they give you the tools to be successful. They are the ones who are pushing you to go beyond the boundaries that you've set for yourself. And then when you in the game, they yelling, they screaming, they reminding you of all the things that you have already learned. That's what coaches do. So how do we do that? How do we give our soldiers or our team members, right? Because this could be for people who are not in the military too. I happen to be in the military, so a lot of my viewpoint is on that. But my approach to leadership is very civilian, very a mixture, a hybrid of military and civilian life intermingled. One thing that I do is I give responsibility. When I have a team and we have a mission, everyone on the team knows all the aspects of the mission. People give me so much slack for that. They're like, well, you got them doing your job if they're in the meeting. I'm in the meeting too. If they're doing the slides, they're doing your job. I'm the one who taught them to do the slides. I'm the one making sure the slides are done properly. If I take leave or if I'm not there or if there's a gap in NCO ship, right? If I PCS and they don't have someone there, now people are looking at me and say, you know what, these specialists can hold it down. So I'm going to just, send them to the board so they can get the position and run this clinic, which they've already been doing. And two, everything is taken care of. I am no longer NCO that's taking my computer home. I mean, I take it home sometimes, but like checking it while I'm in a different country, while I'm on vacation on the beach. No, I'm not doing that no more. I'm not doing it anymore. My soldiers will know how to maintain the atmosphere of whatever the mission is. So yes, and it helps them when they become NCOs themselves. If we look at our soldiers as future leaders and not just, well, I am better than you because I have this rank. No, absolutely not. We need to be looking at our soldiers as future leaders. And if we're approaching it that way, I need to help you get the leadership skills that you're going to need for later. Give them responsibility. Second thing is you need to push them to learn the game. My soldiers used to get so mad. We used to do mock boards. I would, say, hey, look up this regulation and we're going to talk about it. Like, they need to be reading the regulation for themselves. They need to know the processes. They need to understand how the military works in regard to what they're doing and where they are in their field. They need to understand the things that are coming. So if they're going to the board or going to, different events or just want to continue to progress their career, they need to understand the processes. They need to understand what are the regulations that govern our MOS and our day-to-day. Like, get them to not only look at what's coming, so promotions and different things with our mission, but also self-reflect and receive feedback. Listen, my soldiers, we would have a meeting every week and we would talk about, how we can get better, how we could do things like a straight AAR, and then every day we would have a sync to kind of make sure everyone was on the same page. But when we did our counselings, that was the time that we were giving and receiving feedback, which means me as a leader, I have to be able to take feedback too. What do you think could be better about our processes? What did you contribute to the processes? How could I better lead you? Listen, you have got to have your soldiers not only give feedback to you, but self-reflect. Like we've been talking about this every month. You get monthly counselings. Why ain't nothing changed? Why every month you still in the same situation? Why are we still talking about the same goals that we set 6 months ago, but we've made no progress? oh, if I was doing too much as a leader, not being approachable, all of this, okay, I receive that. I will try my best to be more approachable, or to communicate differently or communicate more. That is the time when you have that conversation with your soldiers and give and receive feedback. Feedback should be part of your process. You got to take the stigma away from it. Should not only be looking at how they contribute to the team, but how they are growing personally and professionally, and how they can grow in the organization. Yes, discipline is part of the process. I ain't gonna hold you. It just is. Discipline is part of the process. All that yelling that the coaches be doing. Sometimes you gotta speak a little louder. Sometimes you gotta give a little look. Sometimes, you gotta hold, actually all the time, you gotta hold them to the standard. You have to teach them to take personal accountability. A lot of people just haven't been held to their word or had to take personal accountability. That stops with me. If you say you're gonna do it, you finna do it. If you do something, say, you know what, I'll be the first one. I'm sorry. That was me, my bad. And then change the behavior. That's what we we leave that part out. Last thing I would say is you have to be respected in your crafts. That means you can't be mid. That means you got to every day be working to be better. You don't have to be perfect. Perfection is not what we're looking for, but striving to be better, being a good example, absolutely. This is cute. Look, absolutely. When I look for coaches for my son, he plays varsity baseball and football. I am looking for people who are respected in their craft. I'm not looking for perfection. I know you ain't played this sport in 20 years, so you 50 years old. I get it. But what were you doing when you were out there? What are you doing every day? If your leadership is showing up late, if they don't know the regs, if they, can't do the basic things of your MOS, if they are not respected among senior leaders, I ain't gonna listen to them either. I'm gonna go find me a different mentor. If you want to be in a coaching mindset as a leader, you have got to every day be doing the things that you want your soldiers to do. You got to be taking responsibility. You got to be raising your hand. You have to be coachable and teachable. You have to be disciplined. So I have a signature on my email because, sometimes I just do what I want. And it said lead from the front. Period. Lead from the front. Okay? I'm not expecting you to do anything that I'm not doing. I'm not expecting you to be perfect. But every day, you out there, I'm out there too. You're at, I was already there, and I'm trying to help you elevate to get where I am, or honestly surpass me. Be better than me, please. You got to be respected. Hopefully this helped. This is just part one. We want to be whole, well-rounded NCOs. We want our people to be better than us, and we're gonna fill in the gap.